The Occupy movement in Victoria will be staying put for at least one more day. A BC Supreme Court judge is taking the night to mull over the city's argument that the encampment in Centennial Square is interfering with the city's Christmas celebrations and it has to go. But the protesters say it is the court action that interferes with their right to free speech. CTV's Stephen Andrew was in the courtroom today. He joins us live with more on the story. Stephen.
Hudson, as the protesters were going into court today, they feared the worst, but they see one night more in Centennial Square outside City Hall as a victory. And for a global movement that just a couple of days ago appeared to be fading, today there's renewed interest and conflict. Thousands of protesters clash with New York City police. Tension between the NYPD and protesters has been growing since police moved in and cleared out the Occupy Wall Street camp earlier this week. If the move was designed to shut the Occupy protests down, it has done the opposite, galvanizing supporters marching in support of the movement.
Those that try to assault other people, particularly our first responders, are going to be arrested.
It's a scene like this City of Victoria officials have been desperately trying to avoid. Lawyers were back in court today arguing the encampment outside City Hall is unsafe and has to go. The city told the court the protest conflicts with family Christmas events scheduled for Centennial Square in the coming days.
The city makes no determination about what statement or political expression might be made by any group. Our job is just to manage public space and regulate that in a way that's fair and available to everyone.
Protesters dismiss safety concerns and say the bylaw requiring permission from the city to hold a political demonstration violates their right to free speech.
Freedom of expression doesn't exist from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It exists for 24 hours a day, and if they decide to exercise those rights at 1 in the morning, then they should be entitled to. It's not up to the state to tell them, no, this is not the appropriate time and this isn't the appropriate manner.
The court is taking the night to review the city and protesters' arguments, but the Occupy movement believes they've already won.
We're still having a rally on Saturday that we haven't applied for or whatever, but that rally is happening on Saturday. We're planning more rallies for the week after that and the week after that and the week after that. So there are continuing actions.
A judge will hand down his decision on the Victoria protest tomorrow morning. And court actions, Hudson, are ongoing in Vancouver and Toronto. Protesters in Canada's largest city will learn tomorrow morning if the court will grant injunctions and evict them from the camp that they are protesting in.
What about a charter argument, Stephen? What about the protesters' claim that the city's actions violate their charter of rights and their rights under the charter?
Well, the city's application to the court today basically said, you know what, Judge, you cannot consider a charter argument at this time in this injunction. But if the court does look at that area, the onus is going to be on the city, Hudson, for them to say why this is a reasonable process that they're going through to ask the protest to obtain a permit. And under the Charter of Rights, especially Section 2, under freedom of speech and the right to congregate, the courts have been very, very reluctant to limit those rights in any way.
All right, Stephen Andrew reporting. Stephen, thanks. We'll watch tomorrow morning.
You're welcome.